Yo, welcome everyone, Sanjae Uchiha here. Welcome back to the channel. Of course, after last week's epic episode, it pains me to say we're kind of dying down the hype just a bit to continue the Boruto episode 205, but it should be an interesting episode nonetheless. But yo, welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's having an awesome Sunday. Let me know how your weekend's been going and what your expectations are for episodes 205 and beyond. I'm sure by now a lot of the episode summaries have come out, and manga readers, we know what's coming next in terms of the next major fight. So let me know what your expectations are. And for the most part, let's just get into episode 205, my reaction and review. Alright, proof. After Naruto and Sasuke got their asses kicked, let's see what the fallout of that is. Like, seriously? Like, I know Shikamaru's being, cautious and everything, but like, from Kawaki's perspective, like, it might be too extra right now. Barriers and all these things. Wildness, brother. Well, no shit, not Boruto, come on. Oh my god. No, sorry, never pause. It's just like little moments like that where I have to say like, oh. Like, Boruto's supposed to be a genius, and it's like, it's just little moments like that make it seem like, obviously it's a barrier. God. Bruh. Like, the way Kawaki looks at this man is like, this nigga. Like, seriously, dog? Really? Really? After all this time? But I just see if that's to say, even though Shikamaru from Kawaki's perspective is being super extra, like, you can't really blame him, honestly. Just makes me wonder what everyone's wish is actually. Delta pissed off as usual. Like, yo, we don't do that. Like, this man is the leader of the organization, and Delta's like, yo, she doesn't give a shit, dog. Honestly. Yo, as long as them bring groceries to the house, no, we're good, yes, me. Bombards. Alright, this is new. Oh. Yo. Yo, this is interesting, but not gonna lie. Let's see how Kashin Koji reacts to this one. Very smooth, Kashin Koji. Very smooth. So, who's going to buy me groceries? It'd be funny, because I don't recall manga-wise if the vase was fully fixed by the end. But it'd be funny if by the end of the story, if Kawaki is still alive, that's when the last piece is found. That would be interesting. Let me know what you think about that. You think they at least show the animation of the karma transform into the new seal? Probably. But I can just put probably in front of that. Well, after that. Alright, so that was episode 205 of the Boruto anime, and honestly, as I said in the beginning, the hype has died down coming from episode 204 with Naruto and Sasuke versus Jigen, naturally, but still a pretty solid episode. A little bit more slow pace. I believe this would have been chapter 39, or probably the first part of chapter 40. Give or take, I could be mistaken on that, but it should be one of those two chapters this episode was actually based on. But all in all, I thought it was a solid episode, reinforcing, you know, things like Shikamaru's character and, you know, Boruto's character and Kawaki's character for the most part, as well as kind of keeping it a bit dynamic by introducing new scenes with Kashin, Koji, and Boro there, and, you know, still having the whole tension and threat of Jigen and the remainder of Kara and their grand plans. So all in all, from a top-down overall view, I thought it was, you know, enjoyable episode, but still last week, still hype. Still hype. But anyway, so breaking it down, starting off with Shikamaru, who's coming there and actually has the tea and Kawaki and the group within the Uzumaki residence by erecting a barrier and keeping a watch on them with some other drone in to help and search the house. Now, as I said, based on the perspective, or depending on the perspective where you look at it from, you know, Shikamaru might be being like very extra, but this is Shikamaru. This is a character who has, you know, matured and grown over this time of like Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, going through things like Asuma's death, etc., and has genuinely matured into the person he is today, the advisor of the Hokage, somebody who knows the value of the king. So honestly, this episode and seeing Shikamaru the way was more of a reinforcement of his growth and development as a character from then till now. So for the most part, it was good seeing Shikamaru continue to fulfill his role and just giving us payoff for the development that he's actually had from then till now. So I can't complain about it. It just depends on the perspective you're looking at it from. And in the grand scheme of things, Kawaki himself understood why he was doing what he was doing, because at the end of the day, like, feelings aside, the raw truth of it all is that, you know, this only happened because Jigen was coming there for him. So he's basically holding himself accountable, and that's a nice little tidbit. It's only really Boruto's really complaining, and honestly, the way that the characters are, you know, portrayed or how they act in this episode, each character is justified in how they act, because of course Boruto would be the one to complain because he's been the one living with Kawaki and he saw him make all these efforts from, you know, saving Himawari, fixing the vase, you know, little by little, you know, bond as a quote-unquote family. So in the grand scheme of things, it makes sense why Boruto would complain. The only part was him. I still can't believe he asked if that was a barrier, but whatever. That's kind of like a little nitpick there. But yeah, of course, the dynamic and the relationship and Naruto's character and just the whole dynamic between him and Kawaki and him between Sarada in retrospect is on display for this episode. The whole, you know, the Hokage treats everybody in the village like his family, that whole tidbit, and, you know, I like that Kawaki is still questioning it, because even though it's been about, what, 10 episodes, 10, 11, at most 12 episodes since he came to Konoha, you still want to kind of paint this as a more realistic development or a realistic move from, you know, you meet this stranger to trusting him with my whole life. So to have Kawaki still questioning it a bit why Naruto does what he does, I actually like that, because in the grand scheme of it, I don't think it's been more than a month. Has it been more than a month since Kawaki came to the village? Hard to say. Or even it's been 2 months. Let's just say. That just means Kashin Koji really needs to take a shower though. But the point is, I like it as a realistic portrayal of Kawaki's development and him growing to actually love Naruto. Because honestly, as I said, moving from a stranger to trusting someone with your whole life, you still want to... There's a path to that, if you know what I mean. And just to see him question it, it was a nice little tidbit for me personally. But I like how Sarada comes in there and, you know, helps to support Kawaki and kind of answer his question, because of course, if we go back to, you know, Naruto Gaiden or the keeping up with the Uchihas, of course Sarada had her own little personal moment with Naruto, so it only makes sense she would be the one to actually break it down and say, yo, you know, Naruto's like this. I was jealous of Boruto. Of course, Naruto Saku Shippa is probably something probably like pinched their head a while ago when she said that, when she said she wishes Naruto was her dad. So yeah, honestly, it's but as funny as that is, I mean, as I said, Sarada being the one to actually explain it makes sense, because she's the one who's had experience with, you know, Naruto, with, you know, Naruto treating everybody outside the village, well, in the village, as his family. So it really comes down to that, and of course that's just reinforcement of what Naruto went through to become Hokage and those who inspired him to become Hokage, most notably the third. So it just really comes down to that. But all in all, I thought it was a decent episode, reinforcing the developments that characters have gone through, and essentially we're looking forward to a next major fight, as of course we have Boro, who's going to guard Naruto. So it's not even a spoiler anymore. Obviously Team 7 is going to come into conflict with Boro. Of course, I must note I did really enjoy the extra scene between Kashin Koji and Boro. That was a nice little drilling session. I don't know, it was a nice little addition, to say the least. The Boruto anime, at least when it comes on to this arc and the previous arc, continues to make those changes that really elevate the quality of it. So yeah. But anyway, Sanjae Uchiha, hope you guys enjoyed my thoughts on this episode and my reaction. Hope you guys have an awesome day, and I'll see you in the next Boruto video.